This is the story of a couple that, against the brutality of war and great distance from each other, has managed to show all these characteristics through letters exchanged during this time of anguish. This is the story of when Harry met Sadie. They wrote to each other frequently, sometimes daily. Their correspondence gives a detailed account of life for those at war and for those that are waiting. Sadie was just as lovely as Harry Mason wrote in his letters. A meticulous lady with neatly pinned brown hair who knew how to bring an outfit together with just a scarf. I imagine this image to a time when Harry visited Sadie at Toronto. He described it as the most satisfying and pleasant time I had ever spent. He said that for him it was the image of happiness. Harry gave Sadie a friendship ring before he went overseas. They weren't engaged. They were more like good buddies, and he was courting her by mail. Before Harry was enlisted to the war, he had to break the sad news to Sadie and leave her behind.
Sweetheart, I wonder if I shall ever see your dear face again. If I'll ever hold you very close to me and kiss you. I cannot hardly bear to go. Please, dear, don't love me. Don't, please, Sadie, not now.
While Harry was at war, he told Sadie about him witnessing a dear friend that has lost a life right in front of his eyes.
One of my men, one of the best, was shot down beside me last night. I'll not describe the scene, Sadie, as it was too awful. The bullet entered the back of his neck and came out in front, and as soon as he fell, after telling the other men to go on with their work, I went to him and helped to bandage the terrible wound. But he only lived a few minutes and was not conscious. He had been building sandbags and was comparatively safe, but was thirsty and had gotten a drink and was just coming back when he was hit. I'm writing a letter to his wife, poor woman, and will try as best I can to make it a little easier if possible for her and her 2 little children. I'll bury him tomorrow, and after a while when we move from here, I will send the location and description of his grave.
And after 4 years of correspondence, Harry Mason was killed in action on April 28th, 1917. His plane was shot down over Arras, France, and Harry and his pilot were both killed instantly. His last letter to Sadie reads, before he died:
Our souls never die, and should my body die over here, sweetheart, please ever remember that the soul of me, which ever lives, is still living with you inside, and that my wish and prayer is that you shall have happiness. You can be happy to know that I'm not afraid, and that till the very end of all the worlds will only love you.
After he was killed, I suspect Sadie just kind of went to pieces, and she went off to Scotland to stay with her cousin for 6 months. We can only speculate how Harry's presence in Sadie's life and his death in the war affected her before she moved on to marry and start a family 7 years later. I found a box of letters when I was closing up the house after she died. Harry had always been around. He was up in the attic all through the years. When Harry met Sadie, a story of how love and its characteristics never changed, no matter how much time has passed. This is the story of two people that demonstrates what love, life and remembrance meant for nations at war.